You can submit for season 3. Should we put our names in?
Maybe we should.
Why not?
I would get killed so fast.
Me too. They'd be like that thing where people have to catch the dice or whatever. I'd be finished. Thanksgiving week, everybody. Welcome to Nerdy and Nice. Yeah, you're a little less grumpy today because for most of you anyway, it's a short week, short work weeks, short school week, what have you. And we're here either way to set your week off in the right direction. So welcome to Nerdy and Nice. I'm John. That is Lacey Gilleran. And we're here to talk to you about a lot of cool things. We have a lot of teaser trailers that we're going to react to. We were off last week. Some of it's a little bit of catch up. Some of it just landed as we're about to record this. And we have some news stories, and we're going to review what we're watching. Lacey, let me ask you this. Is there any, this is the week of giving thanks, of course. Anything recent in the world of movies, TV, and pop culture that come to mind that you're thankful for?
I am thankful for holiday movies. This is the perfect time for them. I love them. Even bad ones are good. It's just like the genre of holiday/Christmas movies. You can't beat it. Like you can't walk away from a holiday movie being like in a bad mood, even if it's not a good one. And I love to watch all the not good ones. So I would say that's what I'm thankful for right now. Yeah, and there's also never a better time, at least where we live, time of year to kind of snuggle up on the couch, get through your watch list, really enjoy it because, during the summer, it's like you got activities, you got barbecues, the sun's not going down at 3:30.
Yeah.
I was driving home the other day at, no joke, 4:32, the sun was down. I was like, what is happening?
It's horrible. Yeah.
Yeah. And I saw a post on social media today that was like, oh, in this small town in Alaska, they say goodbye to the sun until January 26th. Like they have no sun.
Where in Alaska? Where is
Yeah.
it? Oh my goodness.
And then I saw another one that was either Finland or Norway, where they said goodbye to the last ship that leaves the port, and the next ship won't come back till June because of the ice. Wow. I was like, wow, that's a choice to live in those places, like an active choice.
Well, we're gonna talk Frozen in a little bit.
But
did you watch Squid Game Challenge? We didn't talk about it.
I have not watched it yet. It's on my watch list. I want to watch it with my husband because his friend is in it, and I don't want to watch it without him. And I thought because they went on a boys' weekend that they'd watch it together. They did not watch it yet, so I haven't watched it yet.
All right, I thought we were going to talk about it.
I'm sorry. Can we talk about it next week? I'll try to get through it.
Spoil it all right now?
What part are you spoiling?
The whole thing.
No.
Oh, okay. I'll just say to save time that I enjoyed it.
Did you see my buddy?
I did. You know what's funny? I forgot what number you said he was.
You met him.
I know. And I was watching and I was like, oh, that guy looks familiar with the glasses. I mean, I think it's that guy. And then it
282.
was. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We have to have him on to talk about it.
I want to ask you this.
Sure.
They are doing, you can submit for season 3. Should we put our names in?
Maybe we should.
Why not?
I would get killed so fast.
Me too. They'd be like that thing where people have to catch the dice or whatever. I'd be finished.
I just feel like what would happen to me is I'd get stuck on a team that would just die. Like it wouldn't even be my fault. I would just I would have the luck of being like picking the wrong card or, I'm get the wrong candy thing to carve or something. I don't know. I feel like that's my luck.
I feel like I would be in that merry-go-round scene and somebody would throw me out of a room to let their friend in or something.
You're huge. What are you talking about? You're the one doing the throwing.
There's big people on the show too. You know,
No, you're a big guy. I would get tossed aside. I'm 5'4".
I would throw you out,
You would.
and you'd be like, but before your ink thing explodes on your chest, you'd be like, "We better split this money."
I'd just be screaming,
um,
F yeah!
but yeah, so we'll review that next time or soon.
We should
But
submit. I would totally do it with you.
I'll think about it. I think you have to put a video in and stuff like that. But yeah, let's talk
So,
about it and decide what our battle plan is. But because there's always pairings of people, father, daughters, and brothers and stuff, and why not
you know what's
two
crazy?
podcast co-hosts?
Yeah, um the first challenge season, they had that son-mom duo.
Yeah,
I feel like they stole that for the actual series, like that dynamic, because it
yeah.
wasn't in the next. And then all of a sudden season 3 had this dynamic, and I was like, "Wait a second," or season 2. I was like, "It feels like they just kinda took that from the game."
The funniest
Um,
part about the
yeah.
game, I know it's serious, and when you're there, it's probably really intense. But when you're watching from home, it is a little humorous watching these people sob over these strangers as though they actually did die.
That's what I felt like with the first season of the challenge. I was like, "They're not actually dead," but I guess it's just like a traumatic thing that you're like,
Yeah,
"Oh my god,"
yeah.
like I honestly think if I got on that show, you would see my breakdown at least twice because I
Mm,
have such bad anxiety that, like,
hmm.
you'd be like, "Lacey, chill out." And I'd be like, "Oh my god. Oh my god." You're
Yeah,
gonna be like, "Stop."
I'd be getting hangry. That would be my problem.
You would just, like, sacrifice me so quick, and I wouldn't even hate you
Oh,
for it
come
because
on.
I'd be so annoying that, like, you'd be like, "Look, you gotta go. I can't win if you're here."
I don't know. I think I'm a little more noble than that, but you never
I'm
know.
not
If it came,
saying that you're bad. I'm saying I'm so annoying. I would understand that you'd be like, "Look, you gotta go." I'd be like, "You're right, I do."
look, if it came down to you and I during like a red light, green light,
I'd
I'd trip your
sacrifice myself.
I'd trip your ass.
I would sacrifice myself for you to go on,
No, you
100%.
wouldn't. No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would.
You're saying that for our audience because you know we're never gonna get picked. You're just trying to save face. You're
I
very
would
competitive. You're
I am
very competitive.
competitive, but I'm also very loyal, and if it came down to between you and me, I would let you go because you're bigger than me and you're stronger than me and you'd have more of a chance to win.
With the caveat that I gave you some money. Yeah.
No,
Oh, all right.
just friendship, John. Just friendship and maybe like a quick $5,000.
5,000? Fine. You got it.
I don't know. I'm just
Um,
joking. Subway
all
sandwich.
right. So we so yeah. I'm thankful for holiday movies as well. Uh TV wise, I don't know anything else that comes to mind. I mean, Squid Game was really cool, but your answer was great, so I'm not going to follow that up with anything else. But we do have a lot to get into. So why wait? Why not just get into trailer time?
Oh God, I love that movie.
Disney fires off 3 teasers, and then we have 2 other full trailers to get into. So let's knock out the teasers first.
Mhm.
Let's start with Moana. That's hitting theaters. How I say that? let's start with Moana.
Because that's how we feel about it. Let's be honest.
Oh man, Moana'd out. But July 10th, we have the live action, what seems like
CGI
shot for
slop.
shot remake of Moana, which not to be confused with Moana 2, which was set for Disney Plus and became a theatrical animated film. This is Moana 1 remade, as they're still making animated Moanas. And this one hits July 10th. The Rock is back, new actress playing the role of Moana. It looks like it's the same exact movie, but just a teaser. But Lacey, I am gathering your initial thoughts on this, but what'd you make? Was this a good clip? And did this do anything to spark your interest in potentially taking Daisy to the movies or something like that this summer?
So Daisy's not really into Moana. I think she watched it like once and she maybe likes the thank you song, but that's like it. Like she never really got into Moana. I myself loved Moana. I saw it in the theater when it came out and I really liked it and I love music. Of course I do because it's Lin-Manuel Miranda. He is just like all about the bops and bangers and
Yeah,
catchy tunes,
be
which
bopping
is
and scatting.
which is why Moana 2 did not do as well because he did not do that. which makes me laugh that the guy that did the music was like, "Oh, well, kids will come back to it and really appreciate it later." And no one has. And yet something like K-pop Demon Hunters is so popular that like people are banning it from kids singing it in schools and stuff. So Moana is just another it feels like Disney is chewing it up and spitting it back out and telling you to eat it. Like this poor girl who seems very talented is just put on screen in this big opportunity that they're reheating nachos. They already did this. It's not that long ago. It was like 2016. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Um, it just feels like a cash grab per usual. It's shot for shot of what the actual movie is, and the animated movie is stunning. Absolutely stunning in everything that it does. And this just doesn't seem like it's there. It's just a CGI mess. It doesn't look good. But look, Lin-Manuel Miranda is getting another check because they have to pay him again for all the music that they're doing is
He's a
his music.
producer on this, but Mark
Yeah.
Mancina is doing the music.
Well, I'm saying like he wrote all the songs and
Oh,
stuff.
sure.
So he's getting another check.
But are they running into a similar problem where someone else is doing the music? Though the hits will be there, but the other music is being
The
done by someone else.
composing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels just so like such a weird cop out. And then like in the actual animated movie, she has her beautiful hair. This is going to be a big hair episode for me, guys. I'm going to bring up hair multiple times with multiple different projects. She has her beautiful curly hair, which is part of her heritage in the animated series. They clearly straightened this girl's hair in the trailer. It's like this fluffy, like princessy blow dry hair, which makes no sense. She's on the ocean. No one's hair looks like that after being in the water, even if you have beautiful straight hair or whatever. It doesn't look like that after being in the ocean. And it just made me like cringe because I was like, why are they blowing her hair out like she's a Disney princess in the park? That's not what her hair
Yeah.
looks like. Even if you look at her audition/casting photo, she has very curly hair.
Mhm.
It just feels like I don't know. Like I said, like reheated nachos. It feels not genuine. It doesn't feel like it's a project that they really care about. They just are doing it to make money. And as someone that attempted to watch the Lilo and Stitch live action, which I know made buckets of money, it was so bad I couldn't even get into it for 10 minutes. I had to shut it off.
Mm.
Um, I just see they just to me don't have the magic of the animated features, and I don't know why we've moved away as Disney away from like the true storytelling nature
Yeah.
of animated features, like hand-drawn animated Disney features.
Yeah, I agree with that. I do believe they are returning to create some future original 2D stuff from what I understand because I think the budget's cheaper on those. Um, to correct myself, Mark Mancina was the composer of the original Moana with Lin-Manuel Miranda doing the song. So that
Yeah.
duo's back for this. But again, that makes it seem like it even more of a retread in that way. So I agree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
The original movie's only 9 years old. I I I understand how audiences bought it when it was we're doing the live action quote unquote Beauty and the Beast. We're doing Lion King. It's like all right, those are 30-year-old movies.
Not
Let's
only they're
introduce
fairy tales from like the 1800s.
right, and it's let's introduce this story to a new generation. Whereas you're only 9 years removed from the original Moana. You just put out Moana 2, and you're like, we're revisiting a
They just did a
Disney
ride.
classic. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I agree. I don't know about this one. I just don't know.
Mm-mm.
Um, but we also have the OG Toy Story back at it. Toy Story 5, June 19th. So just less than a month before Moana. So we're stacking a little bit here. But you have June 19th for Toy Story 5. The teaser here brings back a lot of the familiar faces as far as the toys go and introducing this new lily pad, which is um, the hook for the whole story of the movie is what happens when kids stop playing with toys. So, Lacey, again, not a ton here, but what are your takeaways and thoughts and potential excitement for Toy Story 5?
I actually want you to start, not to be
Okay.
push it back in your face, but I haven't seen the latest Toy Story. I think the last Toy Story I saw was the third one, which like literally broke me, and I haven't watched Toy Story since. I
Okay.
literally sobbed in the movie theater.
I cry every time I see that.
The
I'm
one
trying
where
to.
he gives up his toys. I was like, I can't. I remember I was with a boyfriend at the time, and he was like, "What is wrong with you?" And I was like,
Yeah. So I believe Bonnie, who took the toys in Toy Story 3, was the main
"Yeah,
kid in Toy Story 4, is
yeah."
still the main kid in Toy Story 5, but now
Spoiler
she's
alert,
like,
didn't Woody not go with the toys at the end of the last one?
yes. So
So why is he here?
Woody, that's what I was gonna say.
Ah,
So Bonnie is I believe 8 or 9 at this point for Toy Story 5. She's getting introduced to technology just like my kids are. It's very relatable, so I think that might be a draw for parents
yeah,
to maybe teach their kids what the magic and beauty of toys are, because I battle that all the time. I see stacks of toys in my son's room, and he's sitting there doing Minecraft on his iPad, which is cool, but
yeah.
makes me feel a little bad sometimes. So I think it's a good angle. How do you make Toy Story unique? And they were probably like, boom, we nailed it. That's it. And that's a perfect angle for them to do it. Now, Toy Story 4 does end with Woody staying at the carnival with Bo Peep and happily ever after sort of thing. Buzz is like, I'm gonna, take care of everyone else, and they part ways. So we don't know how they're back together. We don't know how Woody gets back to Bonnie. I'm sure they'll figure it out for us and bring everyone back together, which is cool. So I'm excited for it. I could definitely see myself taking both kids to go see Toy Story 5. And I'm sure, just like all the other ones, it's going to make a lot of money. And until they prove me wrong, I'm sure it's going to be a pretty good movie. So I think Toy Story is like the top shelf, like just that classic heralded Pixar thing. It was the first one. It's the one that has its own section in the theme parks more than any of the others. It is the staple for Pixar. It is their number one brand, and
Which
they're
one's your
going to give
favorite?
out of all the Toy Stories.
Yeah.
It's going to sound kind of hipster, but I still think the original is my favorite. I just have a lot of really cool memories from that because I think it came out when I was like 12. Um, I'm not really playing with toys anymore and stuff, but it was such this new thing. And I remember the Sega Genesis video game came out for it. I remember playing that. I just have a lot of good memories with that first one and how special it felt. It felt new, it felt like, when
Yeah.
like Star Wars first came out or something that changes the game. Like Toy Story changed the game. And it's sort of like how we talk about the first season of The Mandalorian, how that just like changed everything. And just like it feels different even in retrospect. That's how I look at the original Toy Story. So,
I
but I
love
like
the
them
first
all.
one too. The first one's my favorite just because I
Yeah.
have such a fond memory of it because I was even younger when it came out, and, like, I remember I wanted a Woody so bad, and they didn't have it anywhere. It was sold out everywhere, and I had to
Yeah.
get a Buzz, and I was, like, so mad about it.
And the contention, which is ironic because it's like the opposite
Yeah.
in Toy Story, but the
"There's a snake
contention,
in my boot."
the contention between Buddy and Woods, Buddy, Buddy and Wood, Woody and Buzz. Holy cow! It was so good. And we didn't really, that sort of faded out. Now they're like best buddies, so you lose that dynamic and you have to create conflicts elsewhere. But I loved the jealousy and how he's like,
The
"You're a
aliens
toy," and all that stuff.
the aliens alone killed it, like,
Yeah,
the "You have
yeah.
been chosen, the claw chooses
Oh.
who will go and who will stay." That and then the Sid part. Specifically, Mrs. Nesbit has, like, stayed with me for a very long time. I am Mrs. Nesbit. So good.
Yeah, so Toy Story 5, I imagine it's gonna be a great success. Look forward to seeing the full teaser or trailer so we understand maybe what
Doesn't sound
how
like Anna Faris, by the way. It was
it's
rumored
supposed.
that she was the voice of Lily Pad,
Oh,
but it didn't sound like her.
wait, I think we know
Did they
who it
announce who it
is.
was?
Let's see.
'Cause when we talked about it originally, they said the rumor was that it was Anna Faris.
It is Greta Lee.
Oh, okay.
American actress
Yeah, I know who that
known
is.
for
Yeah.
Tron Eris and Russian Doll
Yep,
and
yep, yep.
The Morning
She's the
Show.
one in that episode of The Studio where they go to the studio and they're doing the one take.
Oh, yes.
And she's like, "Can I
Yeah.
use the jet?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course you can use the jet. Of course you can use the jet, Greta." Yeah.
All right. Our next Disney teaser was The Devil Wears Prada 2. May 1st in theaters. So you got May, June, and July lined up for Disney with these 3 teasers. Lacey, your thoughts on The Devil Wears Prada 2 teaser?
I loved the first one. This one looks really good. The only thing I'm gonna nitpick about it is that it doesn't look like a movie. It looks like a YouTube video. Like, it's
Oh.
too the lighting is off, and it's too, like, it's just not the color grading isn't there that it used to be.
Mhm.
So if you
Mm.
compare the 2 movies next to each other, like, one looks like too crystal clear, like, it looks like an SNL skit, whereas it should look more like a movie. But that's my opinion of movies overall, I would say. We've talked about this before. I don't think it's this specifically. That being said, all the big players are back. I loved that they used Vogue in the trailer. It just
Mhm.
makes sense. I love the interesting dynamic between Miranda and Emily. Well, not Emily. She's fake Emily. Anne Hathaway's character is not Emily.
Right.
She calls her Emily, but she's not Emily.
She is Andy.
Andy. Um, yeah, I'm excited about this. They didn't really tell you much. It was just like, "Hey, this is happening." And
Yeah. I thought The Devil Wears Prada was pretty good. I think it got flat at the end a little bit. Um I assume Adrian Grenier is not coming back because I think he was a part of the movie that people were like didn't work. But you're right,
oh, he
Stanley
was the
Tucci.
real villain.
Yeah, yeah. So you
Yeah.
have it, but I love the flex that they do when they show you who's coming back because they go Academy Award winner,
Yeah.
Academy Award winner, Academy Award nominee, Academy Award winner, and you're just like, holy cow, yeah, these
They all went on
people,
to do amazing stuff. I
yeah,
mean, we already knew Meryl Streep was doing amazing stuff, but
and the
yeah.
fact that the movie was 19 years ago is kind of crazy because Meryl Streep looks the same. Anne Hathaway pretty much looks the same, and it's just kind of wild that that movie's that old. But I'm sure it'll be good. You know, I don't know that I'm going to go see it in theaters because I don't know that Kathleen's that dialed in on it. But
It's gonna make
if
a ton of money.
yeah, the first one did so well. So I'm sure this one will do well too. Hopefully, they didn't miss the mark. I'm just curious, real quick, before we move on to the other bigger trailers, if they have the same team making it, which I would assume is the case.
I think they do because that was the whole point of them coming back for a second one. I think it was like the same people.
Yep, David Frankel is back directing. Yep. All right, so they are doing it the right way. Now, there's always concerns when you have a large time gap between 2 movies, but if they have all the players, including the people making the thing, and you have Meryl Streep as your anchor with that cast, I think they're
Mhm.
in good shape. And like, I agree with you. I think it's going to make a lot of money because it's coming out before the big summer action rush. It's May 1st. People are starting to feel good about things,
It's a date night movie.
and away you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Now these next 2, we'll go with Project Hail Mary next. So Ryan Gosling, which the more you hear about this movie and see from this movie, feels like it's sort of this audition for the fans on what he's going to be like in Star Wars.
It
You got
did feel that way. I was watching it being like, "Oh, so this is Starfighter?"
so you have, I mean, fans are going to make their fake fan trailers using clips from this for sure. But you
Yeah.
have Project Hail Mary with Ryan Gosling coming out March 20th, 2026. It's a science teacher, scientist who, sort of like Indiana Jones-ish in a way, but he's picked to save the world because the sun is dying. And Lacey, I'll just say, I thought this was a really good trailer. I love the music choice. It looks beautifully shot. It has Spielberg qualities to it, and of course, what blindsided me a bit, I didn't pick up on this early on or with the initial teaser or whatever, that he's going to be engaging with an actual living alien creature and bonding with that
Yeah.
creature, which made me think of like Flight of the Navigator, E.T. So, but it also feels like it's a very unique movie. And I don't like the whole like world ending type of movies. Those usually don't sit well with me, and I think about them too much, and I start thinking about the end of the world and stuff like that. But this
Mhm.
one looks like it has a lot of lightness and fun and humor to it, though I imagine it's going to end very sadly in this heroic way. What do you make of the trailer for Project Hail Mary? Are you interested in this movie, and do you think it's going to be a success?
So in contrast to what I said about Devil Wears Prada 2, this looks like a movie. It
Yeah.
looks like a movie. It's
Yeah.
shot like a movie. The coloring is amazing, and it is different from him in the ship, from him outside, to him in the classroom, to him in the government facilities. It's done by Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Like, what do you expect? It's gonna
Right.
be awesome. They're
Yeah.
good at what they do. And they're hyped about this project, which makes me hyped about it because you have to remember, like, they've changed the game in so many ways in filmmaking, from animation, etc., that it's hard not to see something that they're so excited about, and they're like, "This is really special." Like, Christopher Miller said, quote, "Very special film." So, anytime I know people are really hyped on things, but, like, them or, like, Guillermo del Toro talking about Frankenstein, like, he's all about Frankenstein. He shares people's posts. He's so hyped on it. He's only
Yep.
talking about it. He's giving you behind the scene photos. Like a Ryan Johnson, same way. You always have a little bit more appreciation for those films when they're so into it. And I think when I watched this trailer, I went into that kind of with that mindset, like, "Oh, they really love this film. So it's gotta be good, because he wouldn't hype it up like this if it wasn't." And I
Right.
feel like they're, like a tier higher than normal. Um, Ryan Gosling's always good. I think it looks amazing. I did like the song choice, even though I had to laugh to myself because it's always this exaggerated, like, you know, 80s rock ballad or something, 90s rock ballad. But, I like the aspect of interacting with, like, the kind of jokey alien creature, like the whole fist bump bit, like,
Yeah.
"Bump the fist," or whatever. He's like, "No, no, fist bump." And he's like, "No, that's not what you do." Like, Ryan Gosling really gets comedic timing better than anybody else. He's one of the
Absolutely.
best at it. And I
Have you
feel
seen The
like
Nice
that
Guys?
I have not, but
Oh,
I heard
yeah.
that, and I heard, Fall Guy is good too. I gotta see that.
Nice Guys is better, but yeah.
He's just so funny. I mean, we saw that with Ken. He's just so good. He's
Yeah.
so
Even
good on screen.
SNL, he is very
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Um,
Did you
I
know
yeah,
this is the first movie Lord Miller are directing since they were fired from Solo?
good for them.
I know, that's kind of wild. It's been 7 years.
I'm and to their defense a little bit, if you go into a project that's like your dream project, which when they talked about Solo, it was, to have such a traumatic experience that, like, you're fired off that project and that's your legacy till now, you're gonna be a little shy to pull the trigger on directing something else. Like, that's
Unless it
just
was the
how
other way around and studios were shy to
or
give
that,
him a movie.
or that. Um,
Yeah.
I know myself, I've had, you know, missteps in my professional career where I did ways I wouldn't have done now, or, got treated poorly, and it just, like, impacted me later in life. So I can only imagine that that's probably it hurts your ego. It hurts your
Yeah.
pride. You're like, "Am I as good as imposter syndrome stuff." But anyway, this movie looks really good. I look forward to seeing it. I'm probably not gonna see it in theaters. We always talk about this. Unfortunately, it's just a lot. If I'm able to get a night to go see this, maybe we'll go see this, or we can go see it, or someone can go see it. I'll go
I
see it.
yeah, I this is a movie that could be on my maybe list to go see in the theaters,
It
honestly.
might be
Just
good for IMAX because it was filmed specifically for IMAX. So,
yeah.
yeah, it could be good.
Yeah, and who know like I know the book, has its own level of popularity as well, and I don't want to know. I didn't read the book, and I don't want to know, the
I
ending
was
or
gonna
anything like that.
note
But
that this guy writes only books about spacemen.
yeah.
He's like, "Yo, The Martian, done.
Oh
This,
yeah,
done."
yeah,
So, like, he's, like, only about space, which I get it. Like, if you lock in, like, Stephen King's like, "I like scary stuff, so I'm only gonna write about scary stuff." And you're like, "Okay, cool." And anytime he goes away from that, you're like, get back to the scary stuff." Andy Weir was like, "I'm doing space, and that's it. And it's gonna
mm,
be a space guy that's by himself
yeah,
in space for every single book."
yeah. Just being a lonely white man in space.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and who knows if that's gonna get, what kind of critical praise, award praise? We're not sure.
I think
Box
it
office.
could definitely be Oscar praise for Ryan Gosling again.
Yeah, and box office, you never know with this type of movie. Because Ryan Gosling, like Blade Runner 2049 didn't do that great, but from a
Yeah.
box office perspective with Denis Villeneuve, but many people consider it visually amazing. You had to see it on the big screen. That doesn't always pull people in. So we'll see what Project Hail Mary does. Obviously rooting for it, and
Mhm.
definitely sort of a quasi Star Wars type of audition for Ryan Gosling, who's currently filming Starfighter which, involves space, involves creatures, involves humor, which will
Yeah.
be on showcase at Project Hail Mary. So if you've been skeptical about Ryan Gosling in Star Wars, maybe check out Project Hail Mary and hopefully squash those fears. But our last trailer is, well, we're going to start with Lacey on this one. I've only watched the first Hunger Games still. Hunger
Oh
Games
my
Sunrise on the
god.
Reaping comes out 1 year from today as we record this.
Yeah.
November 20th, 2026. You got Elle Fanning, Jesse Plemons, Ray Fiennes, and Joseph Zada playing young Haymitch. Lacey, I know you are a Hunger Games fan. I know you're hit or miss with some of the movies, and you've talked about at length on some of the choices they made. What did this one do for you? How does this trailer feel for you? Did they hit the mark? Are they back to form? I want to hear your thoughts more than anything because I don't really have any because I need to watch the rest of the movies.
So this is a prequel movie for those of you that don't know. This is a prequel movie focused specifically on Haymitch. So you have the three Hunger Games books that they split into four movies. You have Catching Fire, or Hunger Games, Catching Fire, and Mockingjay, which are the three books,
Yep.
which they then split Mockingjay into two parts. That's Katniss's story. In that story is President Snow, who's the big bad villain, and then you have Haymitch, who's her coach. The last movie that came out with Rachel Zegler in it was President Snow's story. So it's his prequel story of how he came into power, the terrible things he did, kind of like the villain origin story type thing that they've been doing a lot lately. This one is a book that just came out, and it is Haymitch's story of his quarter quell, which is the 50th Hunger Games. Um, so basically, they're drawing connection there with Katniss of her coach, and they even include, which I loved at the end of the trailer, they use Woody Harrelson's voice saying like these games are going to be different. It's because he knows from experience that they're going to be different when he talks to her about her quarter quell, which is the 75th Hunger Games. Because her first Hunger Games is the 74th, and then Catching Fire is the 75th, which is why, again, John, you got to watch the second movie. It's the
I
best one.
know. I know.
So, this cast is super stacked. So I don't know much about Joseph Zada, but he seems to do a good job. But it has Elle Fanning, which was a fan casting, which she had said recently she appreciates the fans pushing for that. It has Jesse Plemons playing Plutarch Heavensbee, which was Philip Seymour Hoffman in the later movies, which is like they look exactly alike. You have Maya Hawke. Ralph Fiennes is playing President Snow. Donald Sutherland sadly passed away, so he can't play
Yeah.
that anymore. You have Glenn Close playing a newer character who's one of the kind of
Oh, she looked creepy in this trailer.
they killed it with the makeup, right? Like they
Oh,
have such a
man.
good makeup team. And then you have
Yeah.
Kieran Culkin playing Caesar Flickerman, who's Stanley Tucci later in
That's a
the other
great
film.
casting. Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty pumped about that. He had said, you have Iris Apatow, who's playing a character. Billy Porter's playing a character. A couple other people, but and McKenna Grace is also playing a character in this movie, which she's like all hyped on it. She's been promoting it nonstop on social media.
Is that the Spengler girl from Ghostbusters?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. She's much older now though. She plays kind of like a hardcore ditzier girl in this, but again, I haven't read the book yet. It is in my to reads, so I will be reading it before this movie comes out. But yeah, when Glenn Close came out at the beginning, they killed it in the makeup. The way they pull her mouth back and they had
Yeah.
like a whole different nose. It's
Yeah.
terrifying. So the director of this film is Francis Lawrence. He did Catching Fire, which is the second one, and then also the two Mockingjays and the most recent one with Rachel Zegler. He's like the
Oh,
Hunger Games director.
that's a problem though, right?
I don't think so because he did Catching Fire, which is the best one.
But the other one was a stinker, right?
I don't know if it was a stinker because I haven't seen it. I
The
think
Rachel Zegler one, right?
I just don't think it connected with audiences. I think they've been trying to push this kind of Hunger Games franchise thing. Whereas with this one, it's a direct connection to Katniss, whereas that one wasn't really. It was like so far before Katniss, whereas this is her mentor. So
Okay.
this is the character that a lot of people's fan favorite character is. It's Haymitch.
Yeah,
Um,
I liked him.
so we'll see how that goes because, you meet him in the Hunger Games and he's so addicted to alcohol and messed up, and
But
you have to understand why.
do we like him because we all love Woody Harrelson so much. Is this actor going to be able to make us like this version of the character?
I mean, that's a good question. I guess we'll have to find out. But it's interesting that they brought back Billy Ray, who was the writer of the first Hunger Games movies, not the additional ones. The first one with Suzanne Collins. Suzanne Collins, the author, also is one of the writers. So it seems like we were just talking about that other movie. They're bringing back the original team for this. So they might have gone, hey, the Rachel Ziegler one didn't go as well. Let's bring back the original guy from the first Hunger Games that did write Katniss and have him write this one too.
Mm-hmm. All right. Hey, you know
Yeah.
what? I'm going to get caught up eventually. This sounds like more of the type of prequel I would watch because it's sort of a, not say fan service prequel, but it's got the players that you meet from, the first movie, which is interesting. So,
Yeah. What is
yeah.
not a good sign though is that the trailer came out as the official teaser on the Lionsgate Film UK page and it only has 4,100 views.
Well, that can't be right.
No, that is what it is.
That's the official trailer spot?
Yep. Lionsgate Films UK has 164,000 subscribers and it has 4,100 views.
We'll have to revisit that.
Yeah. Maybe everybody's going to the different one, like a lot of studios now post the trailers
Online
directly to
viewing.
the platform
Yeah.
so they don't get the YouTube numbers. So, but it is, I mean, this one looks like it's going back to what everybody knows. So I feel like that's why people will be more tuned into this.
Really good cast too. Like
Yeah.
serious
Stacked.
business cast. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
All right, but that's it for trailers. So let's hand it to you, Lacey, to tackle some of these news stories.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Enough, I get the point.
Well, Disney is trying to bank on the people that they think will deliver. And I think bank is the key word here because announced via The Wrap, they said that Disney has locked in Kristen Bell, Josh Gad, Adina Menzel, or Adele Nazim. Kidding. That was my John Travolta joke.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
They each got $60 million for Frozen 3 and 4, which is interesting because I thought they had already been working on this, but I guess not. I guess they have been working on the story this whole time. And it has been a hot second since we've seen Frozen 2. So yeah, they're each getting a big payday, $30 million per movie, 60 each. Do you think it's worth it, John?
No, I mean, so.
And also, how do I get that agent to get that negotiation
That's the thing.
going?
So, like, voice actors will be involved with a movie for, the whole production process over a course of several years, but the actual time they put in for the work is over the span of like a few weeks. And
They
like,
think they're going to make Disney billions of dollars, though. That's what they're banking on.
I understand that, but what other popular actors aren't looking at this and saying like, well, this just changed everything because now I'm just going to work for 3 weeks on, an animated feature and make a ton of money. And I'm not saying all of them are going to make the level of money that a Frozen gets. It's a juggernaut. I understand that. But
Yeah.
$60 million for 2 movies for a few weeks of voice work that
I feel
at
like
this point can probably be done in their own home. It's like, it's wild to me, especially in this day and age where we're hearing about movies and like, we don't know how Frozen 3 and 4 are going to do at the box office. When did Frozen 2 come out?
a long time ago, 2019.
Pre-pandemic.
Yeah.
Like,
Rise of
I
Skywalker.
know Frozen's going to make a lot of money, but this just like blew my mind. 60 million packages each. So that's 180 million just for 3 voice actors. That is that's mind-blowing. Good for them, I guess.
I'm sure that a piece of this is you have the movie, box office specific. Then you have the soundtrack, which is going to play everywhere if the songs are good. Then you have toys that they're going to put their voices into that are going to sell, that sing and talk and do all these other things. Then you have any type of marketing stuff, special events, press tours,
Okay.
recordings. I'm just saying, like, it's not just them going into like a Bill Farmer who goes in and records Goofy. It's not like that. It's
I
not
know.
that
I
I'm
know that.
saying not that I'm saying that they should be paid 60 million. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the bigger package here is that they're saying you need to owe me for the movie, the music, the toys, the merchandising, the opportunities that you use my voice on rides,
Right.
any of that stuff that you need to pay me because I'm making you bank buckets and buckets of money. That being said, at the same time that this announcement came out, Fox also announced that they're putting out I believe it's a 12-week podcast about Jesus where Kristen Bell is going to be playing Mary Magdalene. But the thing
Nice.
is like she recorded it, I guess, years and years and years ago, and someone sold her recordings to Fox News. So like she had no idea this was happening. And this was on the same day as this Frozen announcement. So it's interesting that like her voice, the voice of Anna, is going to be used for this other thing that she's like, no, I don't want that to happen.
Oh,
And
wow.
she just, I guess, sold her voice to another thing.
Well, I don't know what to say other than that's a lot of money. Like you can freeze me for $60 million. Like literally freeze me and I'll take $60 million. And when I thaw out, I'll start spending it. But
What?
just
What are you talking about?
I'm saying you could for $60 million, you could literally freeze me. Just freeze me. I'll take 60 million.
Are you making a Frozen joke?
I mean, do I need to bang you over the head with that joke?
I'm just saying it was that bad.
Oh,
It was a
let's
bad
move
one.
on. What else we got?
Next up is going back to reheating nachos, so to speak, because we keep talking about them. Leonardo DiCaprio's Appian Way, Verity Productions, and Danny Strong to produce Wizard of Oz documentary. So Variety is reporting that Leonardo DiCaprio is teaming up with a bunch of people to produce a Wizard of Oz documentary, specifically about the things that they did to make the movie happen, and never before seen clips of people that worked on the movie itself. So like Judy Garland, etc. So I jokingly made the nacho thing, but
Oh, yeah.
what this is completely different. This is more of a historical background of the movie. Obviously, Wizard of Oz right now is super hot, as Zoolander would say. It's so hot right now, with Wicked coming out and Wicked for Good coming out, and the Sphere stuff over the summer that we definitely talked about here on this podcast of taking the original movie and using AI to make it into this other experience. It's just such a well-known movie that didn't do well at the box office, that bombed, that went on to become such a cultural icon and like a phenomenon that everybody knows the Wizard of
Yeah.
Oz. So I'm going to be honest, I'm super interested in watching this. I can't wait to see
I am
where they're
too.
going to put it because I will 100% watch this.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you. And what's interesting is like DiCaprio seems to be one of those actors that is very careful with projects he chooses.
Yeah.
And especially if he's doing it by putting his financing behind something. And he's also he's like a cinephile. Like he knows old school movies and old Hollywood and stuff like that. So I think that this is going to be treated well. It's not going to be one of those just slap the brand on it and try to make some extra money with it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'll be a good documentary. I did see that they're doing, which this is a hit or miss tactic with documentaries when they do recreation filming. So they'll film someone from like the neck down who looks like Dorothy to like
Oh, are
fill
they
in the
doing
gap.
that?
Yeah, they're doing that in
Oh, that's like Unsolved Mysteries type stuff.
yeah.
Like Deborah was walking down the street and it says like recreation, not actually Deborah.
Yeah, and you never show the face, but you maybe get a side profile and the hair looks the same. But it says, yeah, reenactment filming is currently taking place in Rhode Island right
Oh, I
now.
hate that.
So we'll see what that looks like. Sometimes they do it right. Like there's this documentary series. I forget who the studio is, but I think it's on Hulu, like Dark Side of the Ring, and it's like wrestling documentaries. And they actually do a really good job of like lighting it and making it feel like you're seeing some sort of version of it. It's shadowy and that sort of thing. They get it right, but oftentimes it just feels like cheesy and weird.
Like
So
Unsolved Mysteries.
Yes, yeah. Which is,
Or
it's a theme
Lifetime.
song that
Yeah.
will torment all kids of our age forever. But
Yeah.
yeah, this it'll probably be good. I'm just curious how they're going to handle that reenactment stuff and how they weave that in. It depends on how they edit it and whoever is directing it, but having a big name like DiCaprio on it has to give it some sort of credence. And you know me, just like you, I love documentaries. I love learning how movies were made. If they have archival footage, like you're saying they do, of Judy Garland, maybe behind the scenes or other actors, that adds some weird time travel element to it that it really intrigues me. So I will also watch this, whether it's on Prime or wherever this lands.
Yeah, absolutely.
The next story, I don't
Um,
know. I don't know so much about this next
this next story, I actually am super interested in as well.
one.
I love Sabrina Carpenter. She is like my current girl crush. I love everything about her. I think she's hilarious. If I was a celebrity, I would have the exact personality that she has. She's so funny. Um, but yeah, she's super popular right now. You can't go anywhere online without seeing her either in a Dunkin' Donuts commercial, hair care commercial. Her concerts always trend because she does these things every concert with the bodysuits and the different positions and stuff. Like it's her
Arresting
whole thing.
people for hotness.
Arresting for hotness. Yeah, she makes it a whole gimmick. So she is set to star and produce a musical version of Alice in Wonderland for Universal, which she's teamed up with a bunch of different um, production people, including Lorene Scafaria, who is known for writing and directing the movie Hustlers with Jennifer Lopez, which I actually really liked that movie. I watched it on a plane. It was very good.
Oh, yeah.
And then Mark Platt, who's known for Wicked, um, and other team members from Gossip Girl and Pretty Little Liars. Basically, a bunch of people that have a lot of experience and big popular projects under their belt, like that they're joining her with this. Um, the last time we saw Alice in Wonderland was with Tim Burton stuff, or in 2010 with Johnny Depp. So this is going to be a completely new take on that. And they got a girl to lead the movie, or a woman, I should say. She's not a girl, she's a woman, to lead the story of Alice in a way that is going to be probably unique and different, with a top billing celebrity pop artist. Like, this movie is going to make money. 100% it's going to make money because people do, just like Wizard of Oz. I feel like Alice in Wonderland is one of those things that people absolutely love,
Yeah.
outside of just the teenagers that buy stuff at Hot Topic.
Especially
Like,
like different variations of it, adult versions of
yes.
it, kids versions of it. Yeah.
I mean, I was at that, I talked about it weeks ago, that book fair over the summer. And I remember I was in the children's section looking for books for my kids. And some lady came over talking to her friend. She was like, "Oh, I collect Alice in Wonderland versions." Like, people love Alice in Wonderland. Like, that's just like some people's thing.
Yeah.
So I could see this being very popular. It also is interesting to me as someone that kind of follows what Sabrina's been up to. She was in talks for a long time to be Rapunzel in Disney's live action version of Tangled. Like, she was the number one person that they were picking to be that. And from, quote, insiders, the talks fell through. And they basically were like, I'm assuming it's because her act is very sexual. Like, she's not, she jokes around about sexual stuff. Like, that's her whole bit, is that she's like supposed to be this like horny
So
little pop star.
is this
So I'm
going to be
sure,
a horny Alice in Wonderland? Is that what's happening?
I don't think so, but Alice in Wonderland isn't specifically a Disney thing. Like, Disney
Right.
doesn't, I don't know if they own it, but I don't think they own it because this is for Universal. Whereas Rapunzel, specifically Tangled, is a Disney movie.
Tangled. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so they might go, "Hey, we don't want someone with that vibe playing Rapunzel." But I just see it as being stupid because she would have been perfect for that role. But yeah, I'll definitely see this. You said you had thoughts, so I'm interested to hear 'em.
No, I don't know that I necessarily have thoughts about it. I'm more curious about it because, I grew up on the classic Disney 2D one, and I remember having vivid memories about that. But I also remember some random live action Alice in Wonderland, and my guess would be like early 1990s. That was a little creepy. Um,
Yes, it had an Australian girl as the main girl.
I think, yeah, I gotta find that and see if it's
It
actually
was on
creepy or not.
ABC. It was on like an ABC movie night on the weekend, and it was
I
like
think I
a
remember.
mini series. Yeah, I
I
think
think I remember
Rosie
that
O'Donnell was in it.
as the queen or something.
I think so. Let's look that up because I remember that
Yeah,
because when I was little, it was on TV and I was like obsessed with it.
I remember being a little like sketched out by it. I scared pretty easily when I was a kid, but
There was an
um,
Alice in Wonderland on Sci-Fi Channel that I loved, which was like a futuristic Alice in Wonderland. It was an adult one. It wasn't a kid one. Where it was like adult Alice goes back. And man, I was obsessed with that when it came out. Like I bought the series. It was so good.
I don't know what
I
it
won't
was.
spoil it for people.
I'll find it one of these days. I think I found it. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, and then you got the Tim Burton version, which I think I missed the mark. And now you have Sabrina Carpenter doing a musical, and I'm not the biggest musical fan, like musical movie fan. Usually, I don't love that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind going to Broadway, and I know I'm there for a musical. Oh, it's Phantom of the Opera, got it. But sometimes, if it's not an adaptation of a musical, which you have to do that way in a movie version, I don't know that I want an Alice in Wonderland musical. I'm not saying they're making it for my target demo either, but I do think Sabrina Carpenter is cool. I like that she's carved her unique niche in a very oversaturated, overdone, sexualized pop star thing. She's owning her own path with it. Clearly with
Mm-hmm.
inspirations from Madonna and maybe even Lady Gaga and stuff like that. But she has certainly carved her own path, and I know she started with acting. One thing I didn't know, which maybe we've talked about this before, but I forgot,
Mm-hmm.
she's Nancy Cartwright's niece, Bart Simpson. Did you know that?
Oh, is she?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I didn't know that. The
So
show was
yeah.
called Alice, by the way, in 2009, and it had 2 episodes.
Oh,
It was a
okay.
miniseries.
You still gotta find that creepy thing I watched.
I'm
Look.
looking up versions, but everything that's coming up is like 95, 88, 85, 76. I remember what you're talking about because it was a TV miniseries. It was on ABC and it had a very specific, like Australian actress. Was this it? Oh, yes, here it is. Alice in Wonderland 99. It was a,
No, it wasn't 99. No way.
yes, it is. I'm telling
That's
you.
not the one I watched.
Oh, this is the one that has Robbie Coltrane, Whoopi Goldberg, Ben Kingsley.
No, no, no.
Oh, I thought you were talking about this one. This
No,
one's
I was
so
like
weird.
17 then. If I was scared then, I'd be in big trouble.
Well, that's why I was kind of like, when
Oh,
you said
wait.
that, I was like, oh.
I think I found it. I think it's a 1985 film called Alice in Wonderland. Made for television adventure. I think this is it. I'll have to look it up on YouTube or something.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Whoopi Goldberg was the Cheshire Cat in this version.
I remember that, but that's not.
So...
No, I think this is the
God.
version because it had like random people in it. Like Shelley Winters is in it, Scott Baio, and this was 1985. Sammy Davis Jr. is in it. I think this was it.
Oh, 85. I see it right here. Alice in Wonderland 85 with Giselle Andrews.
Yeah.
It looks terrifying. This is terrifying. Oh my God. Is this puppets? What is this?
No, wait, I don't know if that's the thing that I'm looking at. Giselle Andrews.
There's this really creepy one that from 85. It's a TV series and it's like puppets and stuff. This is terrifying.
Mine is the one by
They've made so many versions of this.
Irwin Allen. Anyway, yeah, good for Sabrina Carpenter, and hopefully, it's fun stuff. I'm sure her fan base will eat it up, so it'll be successful, sort of like Taylor Swift in that way. She's like Taylor Swift alternative for people. I feel like right now. I don't know if they see it that way, but I think I see it that way a little bit. But yeah, that's it, right? Is that it for news?
Yeah, let's get into what we're watching.
Let's do it.
We can never leave the house and would just probably sit around all weekend and watch TV.
Go on.
All
Do you want to
right.
go first?
Well, yeah, because we're not talking Squid Game, the challenge, which ate up a lot of my free watching time. But
I'm sorry.
that is totally okay. I watched. It's not over yet. I believe the third and final part actually released as we're recording this. But I watched the documentary Alex vs. AROD. You know who AROD is, right?
Oh my God! Stop. Yes.
Oh, all right. Hey, you never know. But it was a pretty interesting documentary. For a lot of reasons, but it's essentially Alex Rodriguez's career journey and all of his controversies, all of his successes and stuff like that. And he gets very candid. I still think he's lying about a lot of stuff. I think he was doing steroids in some very specific periods of his career. And some parts of that documentary, when people are talking about him, I'm like, I think they're trying to infer that he started doing steroids in this season or whatever. But the other cool part about it is they got Jeter to get involved with it. And I'm surprised because Jeter is a very guarded guy. And if it's not his documentary, I think he probably had some concerns over how he was going to be portrayed. He's a very like guarded person in terms of how people take his words and stuff like that. He's always been that way. But he was in there and he was talking about it. And I think that really added to a lot of the peek behind the curtain of what it was like when A-Rod came over to the Yankees, because it was very controversial. He was the best shortstop in baseball. He was winning MVPs. And then he comes over to the Yankees and Jeter's like, what's going on here?
Shortstop, right?
You're not taking my spot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then Alex had to move to third. It was a wild time. They eventually did win the World Series together, but his career and all the things he would do, he's definitely one of the more polarizing figures, but a very interesting story because you do see that Alex versus A-Rod thing because he came up from a nothing home and what he built himself up to. So even if you're not a fan of baseball, like he's such a massive public figure. It's just an interesting look that you can take some of his rises and falls and his ego and his narcissism that he had and compare that to a lot of people today. But he's actually, come around and like really worked on himself and becoming a better version of himself. So I'm excited to see the third part and see how they end that. But I also watched Lacey, the Roofman, the Channing Tatum movie where he hides out in the store.
Oh no, I thought you were going a different way. There was that one movie he did where he was like drugging women with their perfume.
I did not see that. No.
I thought that's right. I was like, oh no.
No. So Roofman, it has Channing Tatum is the main guy, and it's based on a true story about this guy who would break into like fast food restaurants through their roof and rob them and leave. And then he went to, I won't reveal the whole thing, but this guy goes to jail and then he breaks out and then he hides out in a Toys R Us. And this was actually a real true story. And I'll say this, I thought it was a solid movie, like pretty good. Not as good as I thought it was going to be because it was getting so much buzz and it has a good like Rotten Tomatoes score and stuff like that. I thought Channing Tatum was really good. Kirsten Dunst, man, that woman can act.
Oh, I love her. I love Kirsten Dunst.
Like, I think in a weird way, and I know she's still very relevant and very successful, and I know she's married to Jesse Plemons, who's also very active and very talented. I think she doesn't get enough credit. I think people lump her into the Spider-Man thing. She's been acting since Interview with the Vampire like 31 years ago. And here she is like in this movie. I didn't expect her to be in it. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, it's Kirsten Dunst. And she acted her ass off in this movie. And she was really good. Peter Dinklage is in it. I like the movie because it has an independent sort of feel to it. And Channing Tatum is really good. But I wouldn't say that this was a great movie or anything, but I think people would be entertained by it. I like the cat and mouse element. I love that stuff, and that's all over this movie. But a pretty solid movie. So if you're interested and it's available to you, The Roofman, I would say it's like low 7s out of 10. But I enjoyed it. It was good.
Interesting.
It was like The Fugitive light. Like it just didn't. It was missing something, and I can't put my finger on it, but it was solid enough. And I was shocked that it was actually a true story because what this guy is able to do was almost like how you would hear like those the Ted Bundy documentaries. Now this guy's not a murderer, but like how Ted Bundy would keep like escaping from prison, and you're like, how is that guy escaping from prison? And I guess these people are savvy and smart, and you see how this guy does it. So it's pretty interesting. But that's it for me. How about you?
Oh my gosh. I can't believe that actually happened. That's a little
Mhm.
crazy. All right. So let's start with I watched a couple things. Not the things I was supposed to watch. I watched other things. I watched Crazy Rich Asians again. It's one of my comfort movies. Easily top 5 comfort movies. I always put it on. It just came on Netflix. I was folding laundry and I went, "Oh, look. Crazy Rich Asians is on
Nice.
Netflix." And then I realized it came out in 2018. And they
Yep.
still haven't made the sequel. And John M. Chu, who's doing Wicked, is supposed to be doing the sequel. And then I got really annoyed and I was like, yo, what the F, John M. Chu? Stop with Wicked and keep making these movies.
He's probably gonna make Twisters too instead.
I know, and it's been sitting in production. And like I went into this deep dive of like development. And at this point, it's like so far past it. I just feel like it's not going to hit
As
the way
long
the
as they
first
don't
one
call
hit.
it Crazy or Rich Asians, I'll be fine.
I forget it's a book. I forget what the second one's called.
I really hope it's not called that.
Why don't you look it up while I get into my next thing? The other thing I was rewatching is I started rewatching Nashville, which I watched years ago and was obsessed with. And then it moved to CMA or like CMT, whatever that channel is, Country Music TV. It was on ABC for a long time. And I remember I was watching it very early on in like Hulu and stuff when there were like actual no accounts. You just watch stuff for free. Um, it has Connie Britton and Hayden Panettiere, and Hayden is so good. She's so good. And
Yeah.
every time I see her, I'm like, man, you should have been bigger than you are right now. Like she's kind of like Lindsay Lohan for me, where it's like these women came up and my age, and I was like, oh, they're gonna be stars forever, and then they just weren't.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just really addicting. It's a good kind of soap opera drama, and there's good catchy songs in there, and
Is it country though?
it is country.
Yeah, I'm
Country
out.
music, yeah.
Yeah.
Hayden Panettiere plays kind of like the Taylor Swift
Oh.
coming into,
Mhm.
but like not though. I'm saying like in the sense of like she's the young pop star that made the transition to country that everybody's like she doesn't earn it, and then Connie Britton's playing like the Faith Hill type character, like I've been in this business for 25 years. And anyway,
The second book
yes.
to Crazy Rich Asians is called China Rich Girlfriend.
I got to read that book too. That's another one.
Oh,
Speaking of
mhm.
books, I just finished the third book in the Emily Henry universe, which is called Book Lovers, which is one of her more popular ones, which has already been, I believe, picked up for a series, not for a movie. Not sure yet though. Uh, anyway, it's been optioned for something, and it is your typical enemies to lovers. It is a good one. It's about a book agent and a book editor, and like they go to a small town, and it's kind of funny. It makes fun of itself. Like it's the way it's written is very, very well done because it's mocking the idea of these small town stories, and like the main character gets dumped. I think it's 3 different times for like her corporate boyfriend goes to a town and then gets with some girl there. So like she's the other side of the equation. Like I'm the girlfriend of the corporate guy that like, yeah. Anyway, it's
I
super interesting.
see.
It was very good. It was very good. And then my last thing that I watched was actually via recommendation from John Hoey.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he knew I wasn't feeling well, or you knew I wasn't feeling well. I shouldn't
Right.
talk in third person right here. And you sent me a screenshot and you said, this looks like something that's up your alley. I hope you're feeling better. And it was very nice. And I saw it on Netflix and I immediately tuned in and I live tweeted you a little bit via text and was like, this
Yeah.
is terrible. And then I was like, it had its moments. So this is where I'm going to go back really quick to the whole hair thing that I started with in this episode. So this movie stars Alicia Silverstone, who has some of the best hair I've ever seen in my life. Like this very thick, full, beautiful hair from like Clueless days on. She's always had beautiful hair. She's in this movie, A Merry Little Xmas. Haha. And her hair looks horrendous this whole movie. And I don't know how they messed up her hair so poorly. And even in the poster, her hair looks better than it did in this movie. And I don't understand. So that beside, it tells the story of a woman who is what did I say to you, John? It is another addition to the Netflix divorced mom cinematic universe. Like the divorced mom finding love again on Christmas thing that Netflix is doing. There is some algorithm that they know of that is if you take an older woman that is either divorcing or falling out of her marriage, wanting to find love again at Christmas, her kids don't understand her, and put it into a pot. These are the things that they're spewing out every year. There's the one with Brooke Shields. There's a couple other ones.
Who plays the hot new girlfriend or whatever?
Jamila Jamil. We just talked about her. She was on that podcast talking about like terrible movies that give you all the exposition up front. Like this is one of those movies, by the way. They definitely do this throughout the movie that they're talking in a way that you're like, no one would talk like this.
Maybe she was talking about this movie.
Maybe she was, because it was pretty horrendous. It is written by Holly Hester, who I was like, who is Holly Hester? And she is known for Sabrina the Teenage Witch and Melissa and Joey and Drew Carey Show
So
and all
she's
these other
friends
things.
with Melissa Joan Hart.
She's friends with Melissa Joan Hart, who plays the friend in this movie. She plays like the best friend. The supposedly attractive ex-husband love interest is Oliver Hudson. I'm trying to remember what show I know him from. He's been on something. His picture is very outdated on IMDb, by the way. He was in Happy Gilmore 2. He was just in he's in Nashville. That's how I know him.
Yeah,
he's in Nashville.
He's Kate Hudson's brother.
Yes, he's in Nashville, but I couldn't think of where he was from.
Big Nashville show today on the pod.
I know. I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, so it was pretty horrendous. It was very predictable, not so cutesy, and it didn't do Alicia Silverstone any favors. They dressed her not well like they did. It wasn't, it made her look frumpy, and she's not a frumpy person. Like, she's very attractive. The one highlight for me was Pearson Fode, who he plays Chet in the movie, who's like the kind of, he plays a dumb jockey handyman guy that's like her other love interest. But he's like over the top ridiculous, and he was hilarious. He was very funny. Every moment he was in, he stole, and he's actually the main love interest in that Miranda Cosgrove movie that Netflix just did. The Wrong Paris. Dude has abs for days. He strips down at one point, and I was like, yep, this makes sense. Netflix keeps putting him in stuff because he's attractive, but he's also very funny. And if you want to look at funny, attractive guys, like, this is the movie for you. Only those parts, though, so you'd have to skip ahead to just his parts.
Or watch the Resistance broadcast and Nerdy and Nice twice a week.
Oh my God, you're so dumb. One thing I did notice about the movie, though, which I think was pretty genuine, was the guy that I just said who plays Chet. He was, I think, improvising a lot. You could tell. And he would get Alicia Silverstone cracking up so hard that they left it in. So, like, she looks like she's genuinely laughing at him, being like, this is so ridiculous, whatever this guy's doing. And he's just like, I love you so much. See you later. Like, do you want to see my abs? And she's dying because she's like, this is so dumb. And they left it in. And it actually brought a smile to my face, because it was just,
cool.
It looked like two actors that were having a really fun time together and weren't taking the movie too seriously. But I really hope we get to see more of that guy, because he's a star. Like, he's so funny. Every scene he's in, he steals, and he just plays this like dumb jock, and it's really good.
Alicia Silverstone, like this, like if you're around my age, if you're younger or whatever, or even older, like if you're not in that like zennial, like older millennial, you don't understand how impactful Alicia Silverstone was, because
she had a chokehold on your generation.
She did, because 1993, I remember the movie The Crush being advertised and being like, I was like 11, and I was like, who is
Gorgeous.
this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And her hair, her
And
beautiful
then,
hair.
obviously Clueless, which, not on my radar or whatever, but then she's Batgirl and Batman and Robin. That movie stunk, but it's like, but she did the biggest thing,
Aerosmith.
the 3 Aerosmith videos.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not going to say which one I liked more than the other, but those videos did things to me.
But her hair, where she
very
goes like this with
informative.
her hair.
Yeah, it was her hair. It was definitely
I'm
her
just
hair.
saying, like,
Yeah.
okay, stop. No, I'm saying, like, I remember specifically, like, her being so much about her hair that, like, you're just like, it's so nice.
Yeah, I agree. I remember watching the video for Amazing, which is like, it's about this virtual reality thing. And what she is doing with the guy in the video, I remember being a kid and being like, how do I get this virtual reality?
Oh my God.
Alicia Silverstone, just like from 1993 to the late 90s, Alicia Silverstone, for our generation, she was one of those girls that guys just, we can't explain it to you folks. You just had to have been a part of that era.
I just feel like this movie
was
didn't do
special.
her any favors. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
Yeah,
it wasn't
she
even
didn't-
like a cutesy
yeah.
movie. It was just like,
Yeah.
I didn't like it. Not a fan.
And she's just very likable, though, Alicia Silverstone.
And
Maybe,
she is, and that's why it
Yeah.
bothered me, is because
Yeah.
she is likable. And I was like, I am not a fan of this movie. And it was kind of all over the place. They did this like weird, like, you're probably wondering how I got here beginning of the movie. And I was like, ugh, no, no, no. And then the husband, Oliver Hudson, he's not likable. He has the face of a bad guy and not the face of someone that's a main leading guy.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean? Like, he has like a
Yeah.
bad guy look to him, and he plays a bad guy in other stuff. So then when you see him in a movie like this, you're like, I don't believe that you're a likable, lovable, oh, love of my life husband. And then the other thing that really bothered me is that he sleeps with the other girl. Like, he's dating this other woman and he sleeps with her, and they make a comment at the end of the movie like, hey, it didn't work out, but like the sex was good, right?
mm.
And they were like, yeah, the sex, blah, blah. And I'm like, he's about to dump this other girl. They're breaking up to get
Yeah.
back with his ex-wife. And he's sitting here on screen talking about banging this other chick. I was like, it
Strange.
just is not, that doesn't say Merry Christmas. We're loves, you're the love of my life.
Strange choice. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
All right. Well, that's a lengthy review of A Merry Little Xmas, but here we are.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
But yeah, that'll
This
do
is
it.
why you guys come here for the.
That'll take us to the end of the show. We love Alicia Silverstone, but thanks for listening, watching, Get Nerdy with us. We hope you have a great week heading into Thanksgiving. If you're traveling, safe travels, of course. And if you're listening to this and you're somewhere that doesn't celebrate Thanksgiving, we hope you have a great week anyway. But for everyone around our parts in the U.S., North America, have a great Thanksgiving. Follow us, Nerdy and Nice Pod, on social media. Make sure you're subscribed to the show, of course, Apple and Spotify, or on the TRB YouTube channel. If you're watching, thanks for watching. And that is pretty much it. Johnny Hoey for me on Blue Sky, if you want to hit me up to talk about any of the things we chatted about. And my movie pod, Just Like the Movies. And of course, Wednesday night this week, TRB is going to have a little bit of a fun party. We're going to do a live episode Wednesday night on the eve of Thanksgiving, because Lacey and I are too old to go to bars on the day before Thanksgiving. So we're going to be
I mean,
here.
I'm drinking myself here.
Yeah, I may have a nice glass of wine.
Yeah.
May light up a cigar inside.
I
We'll see what
remember
happens,
going to the
but-
bar
Yeah, I used to go to the bars for sure.
just to see that one person that you're like, yeah, I still look good.
Exactly. That's right. That's exactly it. Lacey, where can people hit you up to talk about all this stuff?
People can find me on social media at Lacey Gilleran and on TikTok at It's Lacey Gilleran. And of course, thank you to all of you that have supported this podcast. We're going into, this is now the second year of it. And we couldn't do it without you. So we're very thankful for you and for listening and the support we have, and that you get to join us talking about horrible Christmas movies that I go into way more detail than any other thing.
Yeah, we're over 70 episodes into Nerdy and Nice. So thanks to everybody for supporting this show. If you have a chance, spread the word. If you are talking to family members or cousins, or you go for that pre-dinner walk before dinner, Let them know if they like movies.
What is that?
Oh, like the old thing that like all the cousins would round up and go like smoke a joint before Thanksgiving dinner, like go for the walk with the cousins.
What cousins do you have?
I'm from Long Island. What do you think? Anyway,
I have never done that at any Thanksgiving, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Our
the
audience
cousin
knows.
walk.
I'm man of the people. They know what the deal is.
Oh my God.
But anyway, if you have any family members, cousins, friends that you're going to see over Thanksgiving weekend and you know they like movies, TV, pop culture, just show them on your phone. Let them know. Nerdy and Nice. It's free to listen. It helps us, and we appreciate it very much. But more importantly than that, we just hope you have safe, wonderful holidays and all are well. We'll be back with you next Monday with another episode of Nerdy and Nice. And like we said, Star Wars fans, Wednesday night, let's party. Thanksgiving Eve, as we always do, and on podcast the next day. But that's it for us. Thank you all so much. We'll see you next time right here on Nerdy and Nice. See you around, kids.